In this video, we're going to have a look at how to make quizzes using 2Quiz and then set them up for your class. You'll find 2Quiz when you click on Tools and then scroll down to the Quiz and Game Creation section on the right hand side. When you see 2Quiz, click on it and then press Launch to open. When you open 2Quiz, a dialog box will appear with options for question types, including the option to create a series of questions using the AI-powered add-on. From this screen, you can see the types of questions that are available. Multiple choice, text entry, number and spelling questions, table questions, grouping and Venn diagram, Carroll diagram, sequencing, labeling, close and linking questions. If you want to know more about a certain question type, you can click on the information symbol in the top right hand corner of that box and it will then take you through to a short video about that question type. It is also from this dialog box that you can choose to create a contents page, but you can leave this till later if you want to. Let's start by making a multiple choice question. Once you have made your selection, you can now see that there is the main part of the window in which you can write your question. In the smaller white box, you can click to add an image. You can draw it in here, or you've got these options along the top, such as using the search button to find an image from your own computer or the Purple Mash Media Library. For this question, I'm going to select an image from the Media Library. Once you've made your answers, you can also choose to add an image alongside them, again to support those children who need it. When you are creating a multiple choice question, the option to audio record your question and your answers is also available. You can now see because I made that audio version of my question, I have a play symbol appear. Once you are happy with your question, you can then see what it looks like from a child's point of view by clicking on the small play button here that says Preview. You can see because I made that audio version of the question, I have the play button appear here, but because I did not for the answers, I do not have them available within my answer selection. Back in the question editing tab, when you are happy with it and want to create a new question, you can click on the add symbol here, which will then bring up the dialog box so you can make your next selection. For my next question, I'm going to choose a linking question. When you make this selection, you'll see there's the options to change the top row from text to image, as well as the bottom row from text to image. For my question, I'm going to have my top row be text and my bottom row be images. Here is my completed linking question. You can see that I've got the play symbol for the question as well as my food groups, but I have not added it for the pictorial representation. Again, I can click on the preview button to see what it appears like from a child's perspective. There are a couple of other question types that are a little bit different. The first of these I'm going to explore is going to be the number questions. When you click on number question, it gives you the option to choose a range or manual entry for your first number and your second number, as well as your operation. And it is from here that you can then specify whether you are looking at a specific number to be asked about, or a range based on what you have learnt or are looking at in your current curriculum. When you are happy that you've added the correct information to your ranges, operations, and the format of your question, and the correct number of questions, you can click on Create 10 Questions. It will then create your 10 questions. If you are not happy with one of them, you are always welcome to press refresh, and it will then choose another question from the range that you have provided. Another question type that is a little bit different is the spellings one. When you choose a spellings question, you can type the words you want into the top and either then press Add or the Enter key on your keyboard to create your word list. When you have your word list complete, you can choose to have them either shown in the order you wrote them, have them randomized, or to put them into alphabetical order. You can then decide how long the words are visible for, if you're going to include any trick letters, and what font they're going to appear in. It's also at this point you can choose whether the children are going to type their answers using their device's keyboard, or whether tile letters will appear. If you're using tile letters, you can also choose the format of these. When you are happy, you then click Create Questions. Because I chose to use tiles as my entry format, I then get this additional information box here, which tells me I can enter some trick letters. For my word vitamins, I could therefore choose to add some additional letters. I'm going to add in an additional A, E, and T. When I then click on the preview button, the word will appear, and then you will see those tiles have appeared, ready for me to fill in my word, ignoring the trick letters. When you choose to make a labeling question, you'll start with a blank space in which you can add an image. This image can be from the Purple Mash Media Library or one you have imported from your own computer. Once you've added that image, you have this symbol that says Label. You can then add as many labels as are needed to create your picture. When you have got your labels, you can then move them into position and add the relevant wording Now I have my label set up, I can press the preview button and I can see that the labels remain but the wording disappears. When a child goes to answer one section, they can click on the arrow and then fill in the correct information for that section. When you choose to create a closed procedure question, the following boxes will appear. Here you can see that I can add my statement or add my paragraph, choose any trick words, and then add any instructions if I so wish to. Now I have my sentences, I can choose which ones are going to be removed to be added back in by the child later. I can also at this point choose to add in those trick words. Just as before, when you click on preview, you'll see the question as the children will see it. In this case, you can see that all the sentences have got a gap where the word will appear. If I change this from simple mode to hard mode, and then press preview, the gap disappears and I need to use my knowledge of sentence structure to put the words into the correct places. Once you've made your quiz, it is at this point you can create your contents page if you have not done so already. That is done by clicking on the contents page box on the Add Questions tab. Now I've added my information, I can preview it to make sure I'm happy with how it appears for a child. And I can also add additional text and images if I wish to do so. One thing to remember about your contents page is it will probably appear in the last place you added a question. So make sure you slide it all the way to the top so it is the first thing that your children see. In the top right hand corner of the Editing tab, you can see there's an information page and a settings cog. I'm going to look at the information page first. This is what will appear when the children open up the quiz. Again, you can add a title, image, and any additional information and text you wish, and add a voice recording if you want to. Now that I've added my title, my image, and added voice recording for my instructions, I may also choose to change the colour of this. I can then press save once I'm happy with it. Now let's look at the settings cog. From here, you can see that a quiz will automatically set up in quiz mode, where questions are answered one at a time, where the questions are marked immediately, and children are allowed to issue retries and see correct answers unless you change that setting. In test mode, the questions can be answered in any order. It's still marked straight away, but no retries are allowed. You can also set a time limit for your quiz, whether that be from 10 seconds up to no time limit at all. You know your children the best. You can also decide whether audio plays automatically if it's available, and also change the sound effects available within the quiz. Once you are happy with your quiz, instruction page, settings and contents page, go to the top left-hand corner and press Save. Anything you create can be saved either in your own work folder, a class folder, or in a staff folder. In this case, I'm going to save it in my work folder. Once it has been saved, you can choose whether you want to share this straight away as a to-do, or whether you want to be able to access it later. If I'm sharing it straight away, click on Share, set as a to-do, and then follow the instructions as normal. It is also from this page that if I had not changed it into test mode and realised I wanted to, I could do that now. If I had previously made this quiz and now wanted to set it for my class, I can go up to my work folder and it will appear in whichever folder I have saved it. You can now see I've got the button to set to do, and again I can follow my instructions as I would normally to set up a work to do. If you need further help and support with making quizzes, click on the film reel in the top right hand corner within 2Quiz to see some more short support videos.